Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this info session of the Community Immigration Defense Fund, a joint initiative uh, of the Nigerian Center, NAPAC USA. NAPAC is Nigerian American Public Affairs Committee, NAPAC Foundation, as well as Nigerian American Lawyers Association. Um, this is the second installment since the launch of this fund. And the purpose of this meeting is to create a sense of awareness and provide some informational process for those who are able or interested in connecting this resource to their constituents, those who may um, have a need of the resource themselves, and also those who are also thinking about opportunity to support the fund. And thank you for making our time 2 days after Juneteenth, the Juneteenth weekend, to come to this event. I know this must be very, very important to you. So thank you very much, everyone. So I think the first thing I want to do is just to provide an overview, as I mentioned. The Immigration Defense Fund is a joint initiative led by the Nigerian Center, Nigerian American Lawyers Association, NALA, NAPAC Foundation, and the mission is to expand access to legal representation and provide affirmative deportation defense for members of the Nigerian immigrant community across the United States. So at this moment, I want us to hear from the partners of these organizations or coalition. I represent the Nigerian Center. And at this moment, I want to turn it first to Mr. Maduka, Prince Maduka from NAPAC USA, after which we're going to hear from Dr. Nima Koko of NAPAC Foundation, and then we're going to hear from Mr. Biodun Bakari of NALA if he's able to join us. At this moment, Prince, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Gunjimi. Good morning, everybody. I'm calling from California, so it's morning here, and good afternoon to those of you in the Eastern Coast. My name is Maduka Mkuku, and I am the president of the Nigerian American Public Affairs Committee, NAPAC USA. So NAPAC was formed in 2011 as an advocacy group to engage and inform Nigerians and advocate for issues that concern or affect our community. And over the years, we've also, through our 527 organizations, assisted to elect over 23 Nigerians into various positions across the United States. So as we speak, we have Nigerians who are serving in their state legislature, including one serving in Washington, D.C., Oyewolawa. And as we speak, a couple of Nigerians have also won their primary elections, namely in New Jersey, and potentially going to be representing their state in their constituency. So we are in the advocacy space, but we are also very involved in seeing Nigerians elected into positions of office. And we also support, if we don't have a Nigerian in a given contest, but we have a high population of Nigerians in that constituency, we work with whichever candidate represents our issues to the best of our interests. And we are non-partisan. I need to say that. It doesn't matter to us if you're a Republican or a Democrat. As long as our interests align, we work with you to make sure you win and hopefully protect and represent our interests. We are also very intentional in partnering with advocacy groups that speak to the issues that affect our existence in this country. Namely, we, as you can see, in this case, NAPAC is partnered very well with the Nigerian Center, the Nigerian Lawyers Association. We are in talks with NAACP. We are communicating with the Nigerian Association of Nigerian Physicians, where our interests intersect. We are partnering to continue to represent the interests of Nigerians in the United States. This particular event today, much like Mr. Gunjimi has said, is a specific response to the prevailing situation that we find ourselves in the immigration case. As we all know, this administration has been very, very, very intentional in what they want to do with the immigration policies, and we feel like we are vulnerable to some of the policies, and we have to have a program, a defense, a mechanism to at least intervene on behalf of our citizens who might be unjustly taken out or advised to remove themselves from this country. So this fund is for those vulnerable members of our society who might be taken unawares. We want to provide them an opportunity, have a resource for them to at least forestall immediate removal and develop a defense strategy. So we hope that these interactions will give us an opportunity to share ideas, thoughts, and other resources that we may not even be aware of. It's a marathon. We're not done here. We hope to continue to develop mechanisms to help ourselves to address the threat that we as a immigrant community are beginning to face here under this administration. So I don't believe that any one of us has the whole answers. That's why it's an interactive session where we expect to hear from other people. Everybody's experience is different, and we hope that at the end of each of these sessions, we are better informed and better equipped to support our community. With that, I will yield Mr. Gbenga. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Maduka. At this moment, I'll turn it over to Dr. Nwaokoko of the NAPAC Foundation.
Thank you, Mr. Benjamin, and thank you, President Nkuku, and thank you all for joining today. My name is Nwaokoko, and I'm the chair of the NAPAC Foundation. For those that are not aware, NAPAC Foundation is a 501c3 organization, which basically means that we're a non-profit charitable organization. Think Red Cross, think your local church. So we're really non-partisan, but we serve the community through charitable works that we do. We're a sister organization to the partner organizations here, being that we're all interested in one thing, which is to improve our community and support the community in anything that is common to all of us. Basically, our mission at the foundation here is to engage, educate, and empower Nigerian Americans, all minorities, and pretty much anybody that is down on their luck through our 4 programmatic areas, which are the food security and economic empowerment program. We have our education, training, and leadership development program. We have a health for prosperity program, and then we have a social responsibility, justice, and community engagement program. Now, the conversation today revolves around our social responsibility, justice, and community engagement, which is one of our key program areas, which is why we are here partnering with these other organizations, because we believe there's strength in numbers, and if we go, if we work together, we walk further, right? And we're able to reach more people. So I'm glad that some of you are on here. And if there's anything you're going to take away from here, in addition to the information today, is to spread the word. There are a lot of people that are scared right now. There's a lot of people that don't have the right information, that don't know where to go. We want them to know that, this event, this project, this opportunity is here for people that just want to know, what do I do? If I get a knock on my door, what do I do if I get an email or if I get a letter? What am I supposed to do? Even if I'm just scared and I need more information, we're going to be sharing a lot of that information there. Our role in this partnership is basically the funding part of it. being a nonprofit organization, if you donate to us in support of this in support of this program, your donations will be, 100% tax deductible. So that means that, you're able to get some of that back when you file your taxes. So you're pretty much not making a loss, right? And that's why we are in partnership with this. And then also because this is, like I said, one of our very core programs, which is social responsibility, justice, and community engagement. And nothing speaks to that more than this Community Immigration Defense Fund program that we're about to do. So happy to take questions from you during the course of the program, but we would like you to listen, learn, and share the message after living here. We want as many people to be informed as possible. We have some funding that is currently available, and we would like people to take opportunity for that to at least learn or to protect themselves during this time that we're all experiencing. Thank you, Mr. Kunjimi. Back to you.
Thank you, sir. Do we have Attorney Bakari online? Mr. Biodun Bakari, are you online? Okay, I do not think so. So this is what I'm going to do. If you please indulge me all, I want to play a very short video to further set the stage for this very important conversation. Give me 1 minute for that.
United States for various crimes as at least 3,000 more deportees. 3 Nigerians deported from the United States for various crimes as at least 3,000 more deportees expected to return home.
Thousands of Nigerians are being deported from the U.S., and no one saw it coming. Why now? Why them? And what triggered this silent purge? Let's find out. They didn't break down the doors. They didn't arrive with sirens. They came quietly, in unmarked vans, in plain clothes, sometimes even with smiles. In early 2025, something strange began to ripple through Nigerian communities across the United States. It wasn't broadcast on the news. It didn't trend online. But word of mouth spread fast in places like Houston's Little Lagos, the Bronx's Yoruba enclaves, and the bustling African neighborhoods of Maryland. People were vanishing, not into the night, but into immigration vans, courthouse side doors, and lockdown holding facilities. And no one could explain why the names being called were almost always Nigerian. At first, it was one person here, 2 people there. A man who went to his monthly ICE check-in and never returned. A woman who dropped her kids at school and never made it to work. Then came the phone calls. Desperate, urgent. They got me. They're sending me back. Call my family. And still, no one in the mainstream media said a word. What made this wave different was its silence. There were no high-profile raids or televised deportation flights. Instead, it unfolded like a whisper campaign, precise, quiet, and surgical. The targets? Nigerians with unresolved visa issues, expired documents, pending asylum cases, or minor administrative violations. No violent charges, no serious felonies, just unfinished paperwork. In many cases, these individuals lived in the U.S. for years, some even decades. They had American-born children, mortgages, jobs, and deep roots in their communities. Yet none of that seemed to matter. One by one, they were marked for removal. The calls started reaching Nigerian embassies by February. A pattern was forming. People of the same nationality, from different states, all being detained with shocking coordination. It wasn't just ICE doing the groundwork. In several reports, local law enforcement began cooperating with federal agents, acting on signed detainers even when immigration status had nothing to do with the original arrest. What confused many Nigerians was how they were identified in the first place. Some had pending appeals. Others were still in court, yet they were picked up anyway. Immigration lawyers later revealed that final removal orders had quietly been signed in bulk in late January, shortly after President Trump signed an executive memorandum expanding expedited removals. Behind those policy
This is what Ivy League universities you can get into with a 3.6 GPA.
Okay, so I'm going to just go right back into the presentation. I believe we get the idea. Can we all see my screen again?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, great. I believe we get the idea of the video just to kind of lay the groundwork why this is important. And I can be more proud of this coalition. This is the first of its kind in our community that we're coming together to provide this resource and to respond to a crisis moment. So what does the fund really encompass? It's legal support for immigrant families in need. So this is primarily immigration. It's going to prioritize early stage and affirmative deportation defense. And when it comes to deportations, there are two stages. There's the affirmative, which is the early proactive type of stages. And there is the defensive, where you are now being ordered removal and you're trying to fight in court or with highs, to be able to overcome that. We are going to devote the resources to, for the most part, affirmative type of cases. And that would span humanitarian reliefs options, from asylum to TPS to VAWA to U visas, all across the humanitarian immigration spectrum. Those who are adjusting status in any category to become green card holders, trying to get that specific immigration benefit, will be able to benefit from this fund. Employment-based petitions, whether that be EB1, EB2, EB3, EB4 to 5, or whether that be H-1B visas, any work-based O visas, will be able to support that. And the most common form of immigration pathway is the family-based. We will be able to support those who fall into this category. Now, does that mean that if someone already has a notice to appear before a judge or a removal order, we will support them? We will support them, and they should be reaching out to us to be able to do so. Oftentimes, when folks have these forms of immigration benefits, they have some form of protection, not to be in deportation, with the exception of, say, there are crimes involved. So that is why we want to prioritize as many as possible to be able to get in the affirmative sense of things so they can have these forms of legal protection as far as immigration is concerned. So who's going to be eligible? As you might know, Nigerian Center is based in Washington, D.C. We currently have a version of this type of resource for those who are in the Washington, D.C. metro area. They are able to walk in and get, these types of benefit, and we've been doing that for the past 3 years. But through the help of this coalition, and potentially even some of you on this call, we are now able to expand this resource nationwide. So as long as you are in the United States of America, in any of the 50 states, including Washington, D.C., you are able to benefit and be eligible. So there is no residency requirement. As we mentioned, this is immigration specific. It does not cover other forms of civil law, housing law. Now, there are other forms of law that would intersect with immigration, but primarily we're talking about immigration matters here. If someone has a non-immigration legal matter that impacts their immigration status, yes, they're able to reach out to us for help as well. Now, because we have a fund, it does not mean our services at the Nigerian Center already are discounted their pro bono and low bono service already. So it doesn't mean that those services that are fee-based that are already pro bono is completely waived. We understand with the climate right now, folks are losing jobs. Some people are even fearful to go to work in the first place. Some have lost employment. So they are facing some form of financial hardship. Regardless of their tax bracket, they can reach out to get help. Or they are, considered low income. So once you reach out to us, we will determine the eligibility of your income status. So we would request information regarding income and financial hardship. If you need help with new or early stage immigration cases, we highly encourage those on this call, when family and friends are just beginning their journey in the United States, they're just recently arrived, they don't have any form of cases or any legal challenges, I think that is actually the best time to reach out to us. If their goal is to have a long-term stay in the United States, there is no crime, to relocate to a new country. You can stop at the Nigerian Center to be able to get what your legal pathway options are. And this fund will be able to cover such consultation cost, especially when they don't have employment. Because what we see is people wait too long, and by the time they come, things might be a little bit complicated at that particular stage. So, those who I mentioned, the humanitarian, employment, and family-based, they are also able to reach us as well. They'll be eligible. Priority will be given to those who are facing deportation, those who are in removal proceedings, those who lack current legal representation. We're going to give priorities to those people. And please, I know you have questions. Please hold your questions. And please, we want you to ask as many questions as possible. We will be opening up questions very soon. Please bear with me. So the services that will be provided, as I mentioned, will be free to low-cost representation. Particularly, we want to completely remove the financial burden or barrier for anyone in our community to be able to speak to a lawyer. So at the very least, we'll be able to do so. Through the fund, we are able to support even folks to the immigration court, particularly those who may have master calendar-based hearing. So as you might know, there are, two stages in immigration court. There's just the check-in, the master, what is going on, and there's the merit when the judge make a decision on that case. We will be able to support to some extent. It may not be full representation, but we will provide partial, limited representation as much as possible with this fund. USCIS filings and documents review. We see a lot of mistakes people may make because they're trying to represent themselves. So with this opportunity, while you may not have a lawyer, you can get assistance with a lawyer to help you to complete your filings. And if you fill it out yourself, we'll be able to review it virtually, with a lawyer to let you know what you need to do to have a best option. If you receive a letter from immigration, from ICE, from immigration, or what, you can also bring it to the Nigerian Center. We'll be able to review it, and the fund is going to cover the cost for that. If you have asylum application, employment-based, family-based, we are also able to review those petitions as well. So that will be covering, the fund will be covering those options. Would not be able at this stage to do full representation in specific cases, we may make the determination to those who qualify for full representation and see what other resources may be available for them. But again, our goal is to do the early stage affirmative side of things so they can have a strong success, chances for success in the overall journey. Additional support that this program will be providing, as you know, we do periodic Know Your Rights. We will be doing specifically connected to this fund. You'll be receiving updates about upcoming Know Your Rights. And I also want to open an invitation if there's specific issue that affects your community. There might be with work authorization, there might be with asylum cases, there might be with student cases that you want us to focus on. You can let us know, and we're going to provide that workshop. We'll provide the resources for that. We would also be making referrals to social services contingent on immigration status. You know, things like driver's licenses. In several states have limited purpose non-citizen driver's license or ID card. And if you need support, let us, as a social organization, will be able to provide to the level that we're allowed to do so. In multiple states, we currently have those services. Some states also provide health insurance for those who are still in the immigration journey. So services like that that you may need. We just launched job readiness assistance with Upwardly Global, specifically for immigrants. And the goal is folks don't have to redo their education. They can actually get high-paying jobs with their overseas degrees. So we'll be able to provide other forms of supports of such that often are contingent on immigration status. Okay, so what is the application process going to look like? So I should mention Nigerian Center is going to be the implementation partner for this coalition in terms of the legal services. So we're going to be using the existing Nigerian Center systems. So our system usually begin with an intake. So given that majority of those we serve in the DMV area are able to walk into the Nigerian Center and they're going to receive this exist benefits I listed. So we will be prioritizing virtual consultation to those who are not able to come into the center. Now we understand there might be folks who may be senior citizen, financial challenges, they can't afford transportation, would weigh in such even if they are in the DMV area. But for the most part, for those, on this call from all parts of the country, if you go to the link, Nigerian Center folks, if you can please help put the link in the chat box, that would be wonderful. Or anyone, nigeriancenter.org/virtual consultation. That is the link to go to make that consultation. Please read the entire page before you fill out the application form. There is a section there that talks about requesting a fee waiver. Currently, the fee for that service is $85. This fund is going to waive it to those who are eligible for such a waiver. Once you fill out the form, you should let us know. You should call the center. We have an immigration assistance hotline. You can call our office to let us know, and we'll provide more information in the follow-up email that you need an additional form to complete a request for fee waiver that we're going to send to you to do so. Please note, we are going to ask you for income documentation because this service is already provided at pro bono. These are people who are down on things are very challenging for right now. This is the priority. We're not waiving, completely eliminating existing fee structure that is already subsidized and funded to be discounted. So we may ask for additional documentation. And then if we make the determination that you qualify for a fee waiver, and then we'll connect you to an attorney. This is an attorney, a licensed immigration attorney, who will be working on your case. As I mentioned, the scope is legal screening, initial consultation, and in some cases we'll do multiple consultation, like second opinion type, and limited representation. And I explain what the scope of limited representations are. Filling out your form, responding to acts, and in some cases we may be able to match you with an attorney that may be able to go in with you with your check-ins or interacting with the immigration court system. So how can you support this particular, for those who are here for that particular reason? You can make a financial donation or one-time or monthly recurring gifts towards this fund. Every fund that you do would help cover this, and we can expand it as much as possible. If the NAPAC Foundation team can please drop the link to the funds. So for this particular program, the funds is going through the NAPAC Foundation. So the link will be coming in the chat box momentarily. We would also include this link in the follow-up email. You can make a one-time or you can make a recurring donation, and this is going to cover, these services that I mentioned. Please consider yourself an ambassador of this program. Let everyone know that this resource is now possible, it's now available. You can invite us to your local church, mosque, school, or group for us to also speak about this resource to your community. If you are an attorney, a paralegal, a language translator, interpreter, we need those services. NALA is a national organization of Nigerian American Lawyers Association. You don't have to be Nigerian, to support this service. If you're in the Washington, D.C. area, you can also volunteer at our legal clinic. There are opportunities to do so virtually as well. We would send you a list of all volunteer opportunities we have that is going to help support this program. The groups here are civically, concerned organizations. We do advocacy at the federal and local level. And as you know, with advocacy, there's nothing as powerful as an impacted person telling their story. So there are opportunities for that. So please let us know in your local states. You don't have to come to the Hill to do that. Every community, parish, county have public hearings. And more than ever before, friends of immigrants, immigrant serving advocates, we all need to lend our story, our voice, just to this climate so we can continue to humanize this issue. As you can see what's happening in the news, where the administration rescinded an order with certain sectors of the industry, I think it is farms, hospitality, and food industry or thereabout. It was because those in those industry were able to speak up and to show and humanize and demonstrate, the implication of enforcement in those critical sectors across the country. And that was able to provide a different perspective to the administration they never considered. So this is an opportunity to be able to do so. Nigerian Center, NAPAC, NALA are all leading some advocacy campaign or issue or other, that you can reach out to see how you can be a part of it. I want to share some resources. I have 2 more pages, and I'll be done. As I mentioned, our walk-in immigration clinic. We do the in-person on Thursdays in DC, but virtual is all week long that you can complete the intake to do so. We have a robust page on YouTube. We actually have a playlist called Know Your Rights, and we've covered the old immigration spectrum from humanitarian to employment to families to all of that at Nigerian Center. Please follow us on YouTube. We just concluded our State of the Union on Immigration on Capitol Hill with 4 organizations: Nigerian Center, CASA, African Communities Together, and Asylum Works. The replay is now available on YouTube. Great resource, I highly recommend. For those who are pursuing humanitarian-based immigration pathway like asylum, or those who are already facing removal and in defensive deportation defense, if you need report on Nigeria's country conditions that a national coalition of immigration organizations put together to advocate for a TPS campaign, please reach out. We will be able to provide you such a report to strengthen your humanitarian-based application. And in addition to this report, I would also recommend you consider Amnesty International and the US State Department already provided reports on Nigeria. So this is the NGO's report on Nigeria that demonstrate the status of human rights that can help strengthen your asylum or humanitarian application. For those who are international students, we also have a resource on work authorization off campus for international students. Because of the country conditions in Nigeria, you are able to individually petition and get an expanded work authorization that is not limited to your campus, like a full work authorization. We have that resource. You should let us know as well. And my last page here is I want to highlight a donation opportunity. We just have this great opportunity with TD Bank as a partner of the center. And we put out a press release about some days ago, and it said TD Bank will make annual contributions to the Nigerian Center through its affinity membership program. As a supporter of the center, or as an intended supporter, you can actually make donations to the Nigerian Center at no cost to you. TD Bank would make a donation on your behalf to the Nigerian Center. So the way, and this would also help us with this fund as well. So the way this would work is if you currently have a TD Bank account, whether it is personal or business, please pick up the telephone and call your local branch, or you can call us. We can walk you through that process and let them know that you want them to support Nigerian Center through the affinity program. And they're going to ask you for a code, and that code is AJ486. If you don't have an account and you would like to open one, they would still make a donation to the Nigerian Center on your behalf. And you will go through the same process. And you would tell them that you are from Nigerian Center, and the program is Affinity Membership Program for nonprofits, and you want them to make a donation to the Nigerian Center on your behalf. This is a great, excellent opportunity for us. It has no cost to you, and we don't have any access to your banking information. They're just making a donation on your behalf. Lastly, I want to mention that those who are unbanked in our community, this is also an opportunity, particularly those who don't have Social Security or ITIN, and just how nervous folks might be to apply for ITIN right now. They're also able to open a non-resident alien account without Social Security or ITIN. And they would still make a donation to the Nigerian Center on your behalf. And when you open an account, they would also have some new open account benefits for you as well. This is the very least option. We just want to throw that in there. Thank you so much for your time. At this moment, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Nero Koko to further encourage us to make a difference. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wijimi, for that detailed explanation of this program and the coalition. And as Mr. Wijimi said it all, I don't think there's anything more to add. This is, in my opinion, and as Mr. Wijimi has said, a first of its kind in our community, and we're hoping that the beginning of many more of such coalition, because there's strength in numbers. The coalition between NALA, the Nigerian American Lawyers Association, Nigerian Center, NAPAC USA, and NAPAC Foundation. And we encourage even more organizations. Each one of us represents something, either it's church, ethnic group, professional group. Spread this message amongst your group. Let them know that this is happening, and let them reach out to us as well if they would like to partner or support us with donations. And the donation link I posted in the chart. We cannot do this without funding. It is, very difficult to be able to provide all of these services, but Nigerian Center has already kickstarted this with their program. We are piggybacking on that program and now expanding it nationally. So if you're in any of the 50 states in the United States, or you know somebody in the 50 states in the United States, they can benefit from this. But we cannot do it without the support of people like you on this call, or people that you know. I have posted the chat, the link to the donation. Your donations are, tax eligible, meaning that you can file your returns in taxes. We are a 501c3 foundation. So NAPAC Foundation, being the bedrock of this coalition, is the one that's going to be doing the fundraising for this and supporting the program. And how that really will work, Mr. William said it, but basically is the funding of 100% of your donation, however little or however large, will be going to support this program, which means that we will be directly funding each person that is eligible and qualifies to benefit from this program. We will be paying their legal fees based off of what Mr. Obidimi has explained, and we can't do that without funding. The foundations is contributing. So many people are contributing, but we need you on this call. Even if you can donate as little as you can as we speak at the moment, the link is on the chat. I encourage you to please encourage us, encourage this program, and do the little that you can. And also share that link with, the people that you know to support us. We cannot do this without you. Not only do we need your financial support, we also need you to spread the word. Spread the word amongst the people you know. Let them know that this exists. I will tell you that 99% of people that I've spoken to do not even know that this existed. I was on a call when somebody was talking about this and saying, I wish that this existed. And I said, but it does. And they're like, but we're not aware of it. So please spread the word on social media. Let them know this exists. And let people, benefit from this. It's a scary time right now. People don't know what to do. Some of us that are even aware of this still don't know what to do. So thanks to the coalition we have here, we've been able to gather the right information that can at least help us kind of light the path to show us, the direction to take at this very trying time. This is open to everybody. We're not exclusive of anybody, but we want this to be targeted to those that really need it the most, right? Some of us are blessed than the others, but we just want to make sure that we leave nobody behind. The person you know today will be different 10 years from now, and might be a benefit to you, to this country, and also to their families. So we don't want to turn anybody down, or we don't want anybody to miss out on their dream, or the American dream that they're here to pursue. I would encourage you to please support us as much as you can, and then again, spread the word. Information is power. Please spread the word. We're also looking for people that would like to volunteer. So I have one person, and I'll pass that information on to the NALA team, on another professional call, who was an attorney. When they heard about this, they said, sign me up. Who do I need to sign up for? I will give my time for free. Those are the kind of things that helps us. If you're a paralegal, a translator, like Mr. Gunjimi has said, or if you're just good at stuff like this, organizing, promoting, fundraising, please reach out to us. We would need all your help. And if you're just here to support us in any way possible, just make phone calls or do whatever, reach out to us. We're a volunteer organization. We're 501c3. We would, connect you and help you to make impact. Also, send the invite. Let us know if it's possible for us to come visit your church. Like we said, we're in all 50 states. We may not be able to attend all 50 states, but we can make virtual meetings possible. We can talk to your local groups. We can talk to your professional group. We can talk to your church. This same presentation that you've seen here, informational session that you've seen here, we can take anywhere thanks to technology. So we please implore you, invite us and let us be able to spread the word so more people can benefit from this. I'll pass it on to Mr. Gunjimi. The link is on there. I'll keep saying, please, let's start the donation like right now, right here. No amount is too little. 100% goes to supporting this fund. These are crucial times in our lifetime, in my lifetime, and it needs us to respond with the same level of intensity that we are all feeling right now. Thank you for allowing me to speak a little bit. Happy to take more questions as to how things are going to happen or work out. But in the meantime, I pass it on to Mr. Gunjimi.
Thank you very much, sir. I see Dr. O's hands up. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for all you do. You guys are amazing. But Nigerian Center, NAPAC Foundation, NALA, thank you. So some people joined later. When the video you showed in the beginning was very, very disturbing, very shocking. It's facts that most of us did not know before you showed that video, and they missed it. I didn't know that Nigerians are targeted and are being picked up left, right, and center right now as we speak. And this has been signed into effect since January. I happen to know a lady who was picked up in Houston and taken to Kentucky. When they pick people up, they take them to a state far away for whatever reason. If that happens, how can this coalition help? Is there help? Because they're picking up even citizens, veterans, can you imagine, has been picked up. If that happens, please help us. How can you step in?
Thank you, ma'am.
Who do we need to call? And please also, if you can put the link of that video you showed so that people who didn't see it can maybe click on it and watch it later. So they know that this is reality. I'm disturbed that only 33, it was 35 of us on this platform. It should be 500, 1,000. But
thank you, ma'am. Yes, we would put the link in the follow-up email and everyone will have it. And I'll also try to put it before the end of this meeting in the chat link. So what we're seeing is people are being picked up and family and friends don't know where they are. An attorney is able to identify, they have more resources to be able to identify the location. There is the ICE locator to identify what part of the detention they are in. So at the very least, they should reach out for that so we can identify where their family member is being detained. Our resources, quite frankly, the scope is limited to what we can do. That is why we wanted to prioritize the affirmative early stages part of this process. For those who are already in removal, at that point, we're talking about defensive. They should definitely reach out as well. We are handling a few of those cases right now at the center. Folks may not know options that they have. I'm not the lawyer, I cannot give legal advice. So folks, please reach out. There are teams of lawyers at this program who will be able to provide other options folks would have when they are being detained. And an attorney is able to help at the very least locate, because that's another disturbing issue. People don't even know where family and friends are right now. People just go to work and don't come home, and nobody knows who to call. Please call. We are able to, our lawyers are able to help identify that location. So this will be open to those as well. And I hope I answered those two questions, man. I just wanted to echo what Dr. Coco said about donation. From my experience, oftentimes when we hear donation, our mind usually goes to very big numbers. But quite frankly, any amount, $10, $5, $20, whatever amount you can make a difference. When we last had this about a couple of weeks ago, there are members of our community who provided a matching donation for everyone who donated. So those opportunities might also exist for us to donate. For some of us, we may not be able to donate, but know organizations or groups or people we should be talking to contribute to this so we can have a full scope service. We need all the support that we can get. At this point, let me look at questions. The links is in the chat box. There are questions specifically regarding immigration cases. Unfortunately, we will not be responding to immigration matters. We are not lawyers. We are just the steward for this particular program and funds. That is our goal. If it's an immigration matter, please reach out to us offline to be able to speak to a lawyer. We'll be able to answer that. Dr. Maduka, Mr. Maduka, I don't know if you have any points or if there's any other questions, please put up your hands or put it in the chat box.
There's another one in the chat box you missed from Antonia Okoro. Please, how can the Nigerian Center help the two older kids in university to get a summer job to support them in school?
They can, we now do job readiness support. That program, unfortunately, I think they have to be post F1. They have to be post F1 visa. They have to be immigrants. I don't think F1s qualify, but at the very least, they should reach out. Is what we can do. We focus more on legal aid, not workforce services, but we try to connect them to the best that we can. For those who are F1 students, I did mention that there is a program called Special Student Relief and Immigration Benefit called Special Student Relief that they're able to get work authorization outside of campus. That could be another resource as well. And I see hands up for Rachel. You can unmute.
Hi, thank you so much. I just have a couple of questions that if they were covered, I apologize. But I was just wondering, because we do have a referral list and this is an amazing resource to be able to share. I was wondering if there is, I know there's no, anyone can apply in any state, but is there a nationality requirement, or is it open to everyone?
At this moment, it's open to anyone. There's no residency requirement. There's no nationality requirement. They can apply.
Okay, thank you. And then I was also wondering, what for people who don't have a work permit and they don't have proof of employment, what type of proof can they show for the income guidelines?
They should reach out to us. At the very least, they can provide a cover letter to let us know their situation. And then the program officer will get on the phone with them just to have a couple of follow-up additional questions.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then my last question, promise, is this the funding will that also be available for bonds, for immigration bonds, or is it specifically for applications, and or will it be an option if someone needs assistance with an immigration bond?
The funds will not be able to cover immigration bonds.
No bonds. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me to make some remarks. So I want to appreciate yourself, Dr. Coco, and Dr. Presami, for your remarks. I just want to add that part of the objective of this session was to have people who represent organizations such as faith-based organizations to communicate this availability of this resource to their communities, and where, just like Dr. Coco said, where they need us to come out and make a presentation, either in person or virtually, we would like to do that. It is something that we want to continue to share with our community. We intend to have at least 3 more sessions like this before the end of the year. But we will continue to communicate via every means possible, and we expect and hope that people on this platform can share this information to their different communities that they belong to. And people who are paralegals, like Benga said earlier, who think that they have services to offer, please kindly make yourself available to us, and we will be glad to work with you along those lines. Thank you. I'll yield, Benga.
Great. I have put the YouTube link in the chat box for the video. I put that in the chat box. That would also accompany the email as well. Are there any other questions before we go? I can see some questions I've been already responded to in the chat box.
No, there's one about flyer or how to share with others. Read that one, Zion.
Yeah, so I was like the way that you explained it, I may not be able to like explain it as well to like our organization and like our community. So is there so is there like a flyer, or do you all already have any type of like video that we could share to our community?
Yes.
And then also like post on like our website, our Instagram, Facebook, all that.
Yes. We will be following up with the necessary links and flyers via email. So I should just mention that Nigerian Center will be the primary legal service provider. So the social media, but please follow all the organizations. We all do collaborative work. But as regards to the implementation of the program, that'll be Nigerian Center. But we will send flyers and link for this particular program, as well as other YouTube link. Also, the recording of this video will be also sent as well. As time goes on, I agree we should have shorter soundbite video that we can send out and people will get. But we will try to send additional promotional materials after the session.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, I don't want to hold us back for our wonderful Saturday. I know it's a lot for us all to ask that you gave us an hour of your time this precious day with all that is going on. We appreciate it greatly. Just want to say thank you, everyone, for coming. And please make that donation today. Please, no matter how small, please make the donation. Send it to others too. Let them know about this resource, and most importantly, let your community know that this resource is now a possibility. I highly recommend you check each other organization's website for volunteer and program opportunities that we all have. Thank you all and have a wonderful rest of the day or weekend.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.